Hi guys, it's Erica, and today you get to come with me down the rabbit hole that is my mind because I'm doing another Let's Discuss video where I get to just ramble my thoughts and you get to tell me yours below. I've been thinking about the unspoken agreement between an author and a reader, and I like to call it their author contract. Because I feel like as a reader, we do have this kind of unspoken contract in our mind. I took an autobiography and memoir class, and it was really interesting. We took a day where we studied the incident between James Fry and Oprah. If you don't know about that, James Fry wrote a book called A Million Little Pieces, and they marketed it as a memoir. And when Oprah found out that, in fact, it was not 100% truthful, she had him come back on the show and she just absolutely grilled him. It was a pretty fun interview to watch. It's interesting because she said, I feel like you owe millions of readers and you've let them down, and the fact that they're reading your story is such a gift. And so you as an author owe it to us to be truthful and to own up to your story and to tell us what actually happened. What is that contract? Where did that ever come from that says I have to be truthful in my story? Maybe from a marketing perspective, they should have been more attentive to not marketing it as a memoir. I think autobiography is a very blurry genre where I don't think any of us can be like 100% truthful in our writing because we always have this audience in our mind. We want to entertain, or if I look into like my own personal diaries and journals, I go there to vent and to get everything that's really bugging me off my chest. And so I like look back and I'm like, oh, I really don't want my future generations to read this because it's going to be like, wow, grandma was angry, you know? It's interesting nowadays that we have the added aspect of social media being our online journals, and if someone in 10 years is to go back and to read all of your Facebook posts, what are you saying? What are you posting? And what are you putting out into the universe that you want people to know? It's kind of interesting to think about. You know, even history books, I feel like they're a little bit biased in the fact that history is told by winners. Do you know the loser's history? Not so much. So technically everything is biased? I don't know. There's also kind of this unspoken contract between fiction writers, all authors. We have this contract in our minds that we say we invested so many years of our lives into your stories, so you better own up and give us what we want, right? For a couple of examples, I was thinking The Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I even said, oh, she must have not had enough time. Like they must have pressured her to end the story the way it is because it's very vague. It was still good. It just wasn't what I wanted. Just go into the fray of That Is Allegiant with Veronica Roth, who said, you know, I completely own up to the end of my story. I'm completely happy with the way it ended. But as readers, we all were like, no, you didn't honor what we've invested in you, right? That's our contract together. I just finished The End of Days by Susan E. And honestly, I loved it. I thought it was so good. It was a great adventure story. But at the same time, I felt like the characters regressed. And maybe this is just like the curse of the third book syndrome, where like the authors are like, now we're popular. The readers have gained interest in this, maybe like a pressure cooker a little bit. I could see that. I could totally see that. At the same time, do we as readers feel like, no, you owe it to us to continue on and progress the story? You notice in the third book there's sometimes a lot of regression when it comes to series. I think it's because the author feels like they have to go back to like the basics and hold on to something. I don't know. Give me your thoughts below. This is just me rambling, right? Like I said. What are your opinions on this? Do you feel like authors should honor their readers and put forth what the readers want? Should they have creative right and be able to produce whatever story they want? Which, you know, these are very blurred lines. How do you feel about your author-reader contract? Let me know. Like I said, there's so many ways this could go, so I'm excited to hear what you guys have to think about. Thank you for coming down the rabbit hole with me. Let's discuss. Bye!